7 Money Tips for Teenagers to Make Money. Mike Ziza and I recently got the chance to talk. Ziza is a financial advisor in addition to teaching at Pennsbury High School in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. The Early Investor: How Teens and Young Adults Can Become Wealthy, her most recent book, was just released. We discussed the importance and rarity of financial education in high schools, as well as our college-bound children. Ziza presented a presentation on the key concepts that each high school graduate need to be able to grasp. Not all of us earn millions of dollars annually, and the majority of us won't inherit a lot of money either. It can only take some time, but that doesn't mean we can't accumulate a sizable quantity of money. If you're young and have the means to retire with $1 million, time is on your side. Continue reading for advice on how to increase your savings and approach this objective. 1. Stop senseless spending. Sadly, individuals frequently squander their money on products and services that they don't actually require. Even seemingly insignificant costs, such as purchasing a specialty coffee from a high-end coffee shop every morning, can pile up and reduce the amount of money you can save. Many people find it more difficult to save money each month as a result of their increased expenditure on luxury things. It's crucial to keep in mind that, even while it may be possible, it isn't always necessary to give up just one thing or one habit in order to gain a significant amount of money. Being affluent typically necessitates following a rigid lifestyle and budget. This means that those who want to increase their nest eggs must make some sacrifices, such as cutting back on unneeded or excessive expenditure or lowering the frequency of eating out. Even if having fun is still advised, if you want to save money, you should try to manage your spending and create a budget. Fortunately, if you start young, creating a sizable nest egg just requires a few fundamental and easy changes to your spending patterns. 2. Fund retirement plans ASAP. When people earn money, their first responsibility is to cover urgent expenses like rent or a mortgage, food, and other essentials. The next step should be to finance a retirement plan or other tax-advantaged vehicle after these costs have been paid. Sadly, for young people, retirement planning is frequently only a small concern. It shouldn't be, for the following reason. Starting an IRA or 401k early in life allows you to make less total contributions but yet finishing with a larger amount than someone who started later and made much more contributions. Can early Roth IRA investments really make a difference? You might have earned $985,749 by the time you were 65 if you had started saving early in life at age 23 and contributed $3,000 a year, or only $250 monthly, to a Roth IRA receiving an average annual return of 8%. This is possible because of compound interest. You may easily reach your goal of $1 million if you make a few more payments. Keep in mind that the majority of your income comes from your interest income. Your $3,000 in gifts represents just $126,000 of your total revenue. Take into account deferring your payments by an additional 10 years. Since you now earn more money, have a better job than you had when you were younger, and are aware that you have lost some time, you make a $5,000 annual contribution. With the same 8% return, you aim to retire at age 65. If you start saving later, compound interest won't have as much time to rise. If so, you will have $724,753 in savings when you are 65. Although the sum is significant, you had to spend $160,000 to get there, and it is much less than the $985,749 you could have obtained for a lot less. 3. Improve tax awareness. People occasionally believe that by handling their own taxes, they might save money. They could be accurate in some circumstances. But if they don't exhaust all of their available deductions, they can find themselves out of pocket in other circumstances. Do your best to gain as much knowledge as you can about the kinds of things that can be written off. Know when it makes sense to start itemizing your deductions on your tax return rather than taking the standard deduction. If you are unable to file your own income taxes or are unable to educate yourself on how to do so, it may make sense to get assistance, especially if you are self-employed, run a business, or have other circumstances that make filing your taxes difficult. 4. Own your home. Because we cannot afford to buy a home or because we are unsure of our long-term living situation, many people rent a home or an apartment. The situation is stable. However, renting is typically a bad long-term investment because purchasing a house is a terrific method to accumulate wealth. Generally speaking, it makes sense to think about making a down payment on a home unless you have immediate plans to move. In this method, you may at least gradually accumulate some equity and the base for a nest egg. 5. Avoid luxury wheels. Buying a luxurious car is quite appropriate. However, those who spend a disproportionate percentage of their money on a car are harming themselves because of how quickly a car's value depreciates. Of course, the make, model, year, and demand of the vehicle all have an impact, but on average, a new automobile loses 15% to 20% of its value annually. An automobile will thus be worth between 80% and 85% of what it cost to purchase after 2 years, and between 80% and 85% of what it cost to buy after 3 years. Finally, while you are still young, think about making an investment in a strong, practical item that you can pay for in cash or with a few moderate monthly installments. As a result, you will eventually have more money to invest in savings, an asset that will increase in value as opposed to losing value over time like a car. 6. Establish a budget and save for a rainy day. A budget is nothing more than an estimate of projected income and spending for a specific time frame, frequently monthly. You can maintain tabs on how much money you are spending on different goods and services by creating a budget. Setting aside money each month to create a cash reserve, sometimes referred to as an emergency fund, is an essential component of a budget. A financial reserve set up specifically to cover unanticipated expenditures is known as an emergency fund. 3 to 6 months' worth of living costs is the ideal range for your emergency fund. Money market accounts, savings accounts, or certificate of deposits, CDs, are the most reliable and practical venues to save your emergency funds. From Ziza's viewpoint, it is obvious that achieving financial stability starts at an early age. Like everything else, parents may model good financial behavior for their children. Your own children will pick up the behaviors required to have a less stressful and more satisfying life if you live within your means, save money, and invest it. 7. Don't rely on luck. It won't happen by accident, like winning the lottery or experiencing some other unanticipated event, to become a billionaire. The only way to become a billionaire is to put in a lot of effort to get there. Expecting luck to provide you a financial windfall will just make saving money take longer. Lotteries and other get-rich-quick scams squander money that would be better used for savings and investments. To see 7 digits in your bank account, you don't need to win the lottery. Most individuals need to accumulate $1 million throughout a lifetime in order to retire with it. In order to save enough money for a nest egg and a comfortable retirement, you don't have to be in severe poverty. Your $1 million ambitions are readily attainable if you start saving consistently, manage your money well, and start going early. Trading digital assets has become simpler. You may trade and store assets with the help of OKX, a major supplier of financial services for digital assets, and benefit from top-notch security. Additionally, you may win a $10,000 mystery box if you deposit more than $50 through a Bitcoin purchase or top up within 30 days of joining up. If you find this video useful, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.